If you're looking for a fight, you came to the right place. Who's the strongest guy you know? I wanna fight him. Let's you and me throw down. What do you say we punch each other for a while? Well, look who it is. Partake in any good rumbles lately? If I said your face was ugly, would you want to fight? Hey, you want to fight? How about a sparring match? I haven't had a good fight in over an hour. I can hardly feel the bruises from my last beating. So, I really want to quit this, but I just can't. Sleeping. Can't fight in my sleep. Yet. If I don't do this every day, I just don't feel right. Fighting. Not to brag, but here are some certifications and qualifications I have. I have my master's in punchology and a bachelor's in pain from the University of Phi-town. In other words, none, but I like fighting. Nothing has ever moved me quite the way this did. A scrawny kid in a cake beat me in a fight using magic. It taught me there was more to fighting than just punching and kicking people until they bled. Not to brag, but I totally have this in a collection. I have a ring I stole from this football player guy. I'm still waiting for him to come for it. That'll be a good fight, I'm sure. I'm really good at fighting. This is old news, but I had my first crush in 6 years old. Ah yes, she was a beaut. She was a huge desert skink, big enough to eat a goat in one bite. Crushed its skull with a big rock. Good times. As far as hairstyles, I'm really attracted to long, messy, and spattered with blood and sand. I get my hair cut whenever it gets too long and becomes an inconvenience. Lately, I'm totally excited about this fighting. I could eat this food every single day and never get sick of it. Bears. For some reason, I just couldn't keep this hobby up for too long. Tanning leather. Fighting and skinning the animal was fun, but the steps after didn't hold my interest as well. As I've grown older, this is one thing that hasn't changed at all. My love of fighting. This is the most cherished gift I've ever received. A bruise I got over my kidney from a very violent woman. I still think about it when I punch people there. I'm really looking forward to this. Fighting the big bad guy. Guys like that are strong and always put up a good fight, right? Wanna know what makes my heart just flutter? A strong opponent. If I ever came across one of these, I'd run for the hills. A steel dragon. I'm always up for a good fight, but if I kick the bucket, there'll be no more fights to be had. I totally still have this toy from when I was little. A rock I used to crush the skull of a huge desert skink once when I was 6. Never could bring myself to part with it. You know what always makes me dizzy? Spinning. I've been super obsessed with this lately. Fighting with a purpose. Fighting for a reason makes you fight even harder, or so I'm told. Here's how I would define myself. Itching for a fight. Speaking of which, you busy right now? My favorite word is fight, cause I like fighting. Here's how I describe my dream home. It would be a warrior's paradise. My favorite fruit? Yeah, pansy. What's the matter? Wanna fight about it? I wear this color clothes most often. Black. I like black. Makes you hotter. So you can break a sweat just by standing around. I think this is the most important day of the year. Veterans Day. Always respect a fighter. Looking back on this always makes me feel sad because I've lost something. That time, I lost in the first round of the Slackville tournament. It was a good fight, but with so many strong guys hanging around, it was a shame I didn't get to fight more than. If I became leader of my country, here's the first thing I'd do. Proclaim fighting as national currency. That is to say, all goods must be won in single combat. I can't stand the sound of the whimpering of a puny coward. Always kills the mood. Here's how I would define my fashion style. Ready for a brawl. Whenever it's sunny out, I just love doing this. Go for a walk and look for tough opponents to challenge. I've always wanted to do this. Fight a dinosaur. Never seen one, but when I do, I'm gonna punch it. I think I look best wearing clothes that make me look dangerous. It conveys that I'm DTF, down to fight. My favorite color is definitely red. So many good things are red. Blood, my hair, and, well, I guess that's it. My favorite cartoon, Dragon Ball Z. Boy, can those guys fight. Do I follow my heart or mind? Well, I trust my gut more than either my head or my heart. Here's my favorite sweet treat, a well-thrown punch. Nothing sweeter. I'd like to experience this luxury at least once in my life. Fighting a famous Slackville tournament champion. If I could instantly become a world-class athlete, I'd choose this sport, fighting. Here's my advice on how to make new friends. Walk up to them and say, "Excuse me, would you like to fight?" Then throw a punch without waiting for a reply. Works every time. When I was a kid, I always played like this, fisticuffs. When I hear the word feast, guess what springs to mind? An army of worn-out barbarian soldiers celebrating victory over a gigantic bonfire, stuffing their faces with all the meat and ale they can stomach. My favorite music video has to be this one, Kung Fu Fighting by Carl Douglas. It really speaks to me. This is something I expect to get better at. Fighting with purpose. Fighting is great and all, but my friends taught me that having a purpose makes you fight even harder. This surprised the heck out of me recently. I picked a fight with this scrawny kid, wearing a cape. I thought he'd be a cheap warm-up, but he turned out to know magic, and gave me a thrashing. I wasn't even mad. I just love this daily necessity, fighting. This is my biggest fear, paralysis. If I can't move my body, I wouldn't be able to put up a fight. I'd go crazy. I have a hard time getting along with these kind of people, pacifists. What kind of freak doesn't like fighting? I think these sorts of clothes make people more attractive. No clothes, nothing to get in the way during a tussle. Here's something that I find relaxing, fighting. My favorite 5-letter word, fighting. Nothing makes me happier than doing this, fight. I love me some fighting. My favorite food, bears. Nothing tastes better than a meal you really have to fight for. If I was gonna write a book, it would be about this, the art of combat. If everyone were to read it, maybe there'd be more strong fighters out there to challenge me. I don't think most people care much about it, but I'm super into this, fighting. Let's go again sometime.